In the blessed land of Palestine, right in the heart of Jerusalem, often called the City of Peace, a remarkable child was born. Even before he cried his first cry in this world, his light had already begun to shine. This child was Prophet Sulaimam, alayhissalam, the son of Prophet Dawood, alayhissalam, from the lineage of Yahuza, which traces back to Prophet Yaqub, son of Prophet Isaac, and ultimately to the father of the prophets, Prophet Abraham, peace be upon them all. Prophet Sulaiman was born into the royal household, carrying the bloodline of prophethood. He grew up surrounded by grace, knowledge, and the fear of God. His father, Prophet Dawood, alayhissalam, was not just a king, but a prophet, a ruler blessed by God with a reign unlike anything seen before in the history of Israel. Prophet Dawood ruled not only people but even the mountains and the birds. It is said that when he recited the Psalms with his melodious voice, birds would stop mid-flight in the sky, mesmerized by his singing. It was in such a home, full of worship and wisdom, that young Sulaiman opened his eyes. Even as a baby, there was a quiet dignity about him. His face shone with a special light, his eyes were sharp with insight, and unlike other children, he rarely cried or caused trouble. His father named him Sulaiman, from the word salam, meaning peace, and prayed that his life and reign would be filled with harmony and tranquility, unlike Dawood's, which had often been shaped by battles. Prophet Sulaiman grew up in Jerusalem, breathing the air of the Mount of Olives, drinking from the wisdom that flowed directly from his father. As he matured, he became an extraordinary child. Unlike other children of the royal palace, who might have spent their days playing or running around, Prophet Sulaiman preferred to sit quietly beside his father whenever he presided over matters of judgment. He would watch attentively as people presented their cases and arguments, observing how his father resolved disputes among the people. It was here that God began to grant him a unique wisdom, a gift known as fazaha or insight, the ability to see truth within darkness and to bring resolution where it seemed impossible. This divine gift set him apart from Dawood's other children, even though he was not the eldest. History tells us that one day, Prophet Sulaiman's wisdom shone brightly before the entire court while he was still a young boy, perhaps between 11 and 13 years old. Two men came before Prophet Dawood, arguing. One was a vineyard owner, the other a shepherd. The vineyard owner, frustrated, explained that during the night, the shepherd's flock had broken into his vineyard. They had eaten the ripe grapes, broken branches, and destroyed the crops, leaving the vineyard in ruin. The shepherd admitted his negligence without objection. Prophet Dawood, alayhissalam, with his judicial expertise, calculated the damage. He ruled that the value of the destroyed grapes matched the worth of the shepherd's flock. To ensure justice, he decided the shepherd's flock should be handed over to the vineyard owner, while the shepherd would walk away empty-handed. It was a fair ruling, purely just, compensating for the loss. But at that moment, young Prophet Sulaiman, alayhissalam, sitting quietly by his father, exhaled softly, then politely asked permission to speak. "Father, the prophet of God," he said, "I believe there is a judgment that is both easier and more beneficial for both parties." Curious and eager to hear his son's wisdom, Prophet Dawood allowed him to speak. Prophet Sulaiman said, "Instead of taking the flock forever, why not arrange a temporary exchange of labor? Let the vineyard owner care for the flock, using their milk, wool, and future offspring, as compensation. Meanwhile, the shepherd can work to restore the damaged vineyard until it flourishes again. When the vineyard returns to its former state, each returns to their rightful property, the owner gets back his vineyard, and the shepherd regains his flock." The court fell silent. It was not only a judgment of justice but also a profound act of wisdom, saving the shepherd from poverty while ensuring the vineyard owner would be nourished while his land recovered. Prophet Dawood rejoiced, embraced his son, and immediately changed his ruling to Sulaiman's decision. From that day, Prophet Sulaiman's star began to shine across the sky of the children of Israel. Everyone realized this boy was extraordinary, God was with him, preparing him for a great purpose. After Prophet Dawood's passing, Prophet Sulaiman inherited the throne, still young. Though his siblings were older, God chose him for his remarkable wisdom and insight. When he ascended the throne, Sulaiman did not let power inflate his ego. Instead, he turned to his Lord with a humble and heartfelt prayer, a prayer that became the foundation of his life. He asked Allah for forgiveness, and for a reign so just and complete that no being could challenge him unfairly. And God accepted his prayer. This began the extraordinary story of King Sulaiman, peace be upon him. Allah granted him abilities beyond human comprehension. The ability to understand the speech of birds and animals, conversing with them as if they were humans. Control over the wind, carrying him and his army wherever needed, sometimes traveling a month's distance in a single day. Authority over the jinn, who built for him and dived into the seas for treasures, obeying him instantly. He could melt copper as if it were water, shaping it into anything he desired. Prophet Sulaimam, alayhissalam, became the most powerful king the world had ever seen. Yet, he never ceased calling himself servant of God, using his reign to honor God and ensure justice across the land. And so began a life full of lessons, marvels, and divine miracles, the life of Prophet Sulaimam, peace be upon him. And so, the world began to witness a kind of kingdom unlike anything it had ever seen before. In Jerusalem, the palace of Prophet Sulaimam became a place of wonder, a place where the world of humans and the world of the jinn existed side by side. Now, most kings wake up in the morning to the sound of trumpets, servants greeting them, or the noise of palace life beginning. But the mornings of Prophet Sulaimam were different. Very different. Every day, when he stepped out of his chamber, a magnificent sight awaited him. His army would already be standing in perfect formation. Row after row. Silent. Disciplined. No confusion. No disorder. This army was divided into three great ranks. The first rank was the humans, the administrators, soldiers, and workers who managed the affairs of the kingdom. The second rank was the jinn. And they were unlike anything ordinary people had ever seen. Some were enormous and powerful. Some had wings and could soar through the sky. Others could move beneath the earth itself. Yet despite their strength, they all stood with their heads lowered in obedience before King Sulaiman, alayhissalam. Then there was the third rank, the birds. Thousands of them. They flew high above the army, forming a moving canopy in the sky. When the sun grew hot, their wings created shade for the king. And at times, they would travel far ahead, acting as scouts, bringing news from distant lands. But the first great mission Prophet Sulaiman focused on as king was something far more sacred. He began the construction of Beit al-Maqdis, the holy sanctuary in Jerusalem. This was a dream his father, Prophet Dawood, alayhissalam, had always wished to fulfill. But Allah had destined that this sacred task would be completed by Sulaiman. Prophet Sulaiman, alayhissalam, was determined to build a house of worship unlike any other. A place of beauty. A place of purity. A place where people would gather to worship Allah alone. To accomplish this enormous task, King Sulaiman used the authority Allah had granted him over the jinn. He organized them according to their abilities. Some became builders. Others became divers of the deep sea. The builder jinn carried massive stones from distant mountains. They carved them with incredible precision, craftsmanship beyond anything humans had ever known. They raised towering walls. Massive pillars. And some among them worked with metals, melting iron and copper. And here, another miracle appeared. The Quran describes how Allah caused molten copper to flow for Solomon like a spring of water. Imagine that for a moment. Copper, flowing from the earth like a stream. Soft. Moldable. Ready to shape. With it, Sulaiman, alayhissalam, created magnificent doors, pillars, and decorations for the sanctuary, without the struggle of melting metal in furnaces. Meanwhile, the diver jinn descended into the deepest parts of the oceans, places where human lungs could never survive. From those depths, they brought back pearls, coral, and precious stones. These treasures were used to decorate the sanctuary. They also constructed enormous basins for water, and gigantic cooking vessels so large that many people were needed just to move them. And all of this work was done in absolute obedience. The jinn knew very well that if they rebelled, Prophet Sulaimam, alayhissalam, had the authority to punish them severely. Some scholars even say that Allah placed angels to oversee the jinn, ensuring that none of them dared to defy the command of the Prophet King. So they worked tirelessly. Not because they desired to, but because they feared disobedience. Yet King Sulaiman's wisdom was not limited to commanding powerful beings or building great structures. His wisdom extended even to the smallest creatures on earth. One day, while traveling with his army through a valley known as the Valley of the Ants, something remarkable happened. King Sulaiman, alayhissalam, suddenly smiled. Because he heard something no one else could hear. One of the ants, a leader among them, had noticed the dust cloud created by Sulaiman's approaching army. And with concern for her people, she called out, "O ants! Quickly return to your homes, so that Solomon and his army do not unknowingly crush you beneath their feet." When Prophet Sulaiman, alayhissalam, heard this, he smiled widely. His heart filled with joy. Because even this tiny creature understood something important about him. She knew he was a just prophet. And that he would never harm them intentionally. That is why she said, without knowing. Immediately, King Sulaiman raised his hand. The entire army stopped. Every soldier. Every jinn. Every bird. All of them froze in place. He ordered them to move carefully, and wait until the ants had safely entered their homes. Then Prophet Sulaiman, alayhissalam, raised his hands in prayer and said, "My Lord, enable me to be grateful for the blessings you have given me and my parents, and guide me to do righteous deeds that please you." Even with all his power, King Sulaiman never forgot humility. Not even toward a creature as small as an ant. Years passed. And finally, the construction of Beit al-Maqdis was completed. It stood as a breathtaking sanctuary. Its walls shone with gold and precious stones. Its design filled anyone who entered with peace, humility, and awe before Allah. Prophet Sulaiman gathered the people of Israel and delivered a powerful sermon. He reminded them to obey Allah, to honor His laws, and to treat this sacred place with respect and devotion. This chapter of Prophet Sulaiman's life teaches us something profound. He used power to strengthen faith. He did not command the jinn to steal wealth, or perform sorcery. Instead, he made them build the house of God. And his justice extended to all creation, from the mighty jinn, to the smallest ant. Under the shadow of his rule, every creature received fairness. And as stories of his extraordinary kingdom spread across the world, they eventually reached the ears of a powerful queen ruling in the land of Yemen. Her name was Queen Bilqis. And soon, her story would cross paths with that of Prophet Sulaiman, alayhissalam. And that is where the next chapter of this incredible story begins. If you enjoyed this story and want to see the next chapter, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the continuation. And if this video fascinated you, please take a moment to like the video. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to bring you more incredible stories like this. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends and family so they can experience this amazing story too. Thank you so much for watching, and we truly appreciate your support.